Hello everyone. Hope you all are doing good. So welcome to our webinar on the NoOps Nirvana, which is a future of software delivery. I am Abhishek Dwivedi. I will be your host for the today's sessions. So let's start with that. Before starting, we need to check that what are the agenda of the today's webinar on NoOps Nirvana. So our agenda will be the first introduction about the NoOps, shift towards the NoOps, and then we will see the emergence of NoOps and the impact of NoOps on the software engineering. And also we will discuss is that NoOps is the end of the DevOps, role of DevOps in a NoOps, and then we see the benefits of the NoOps. And then we move to the how to get the started with NoOps, future of NoOps and its challenges. And we'll in the last we'll see the use cases of the NoOps. So let's start with the introduction part. So NoOps is like no is short for the no operations, represent a paradigm shift in the software development and deployment, where the traditional operational tasks are automated to the extent that they become almost invisible to developers. So today we will delve into this concept, exploring its origins, principles, and implications for the modern software engineering. So NoOps is like represent a software development and deployment approach, what we have discussed just before that, an approach that diminishes and eradicate the necessity of the operations team to oversee its function and task. Okay, NoOps is a kind of extension of the DevOps principle, which is a collaboration and communication from the dev and operations teams to enhance software delivery. In NoOps environment, developers get more duties like application deployment monitoring, infrastructure management, system configurations, system stability, and the security. So basically, the aim of the NoOps is to automate wherever the possibilities of the whole process, reduce the manual intervention, and minimize the human errors. So this is called NoOps. So let's see that how NoOps comes into the picture and what are the things we need to understand before the understanding of NoOps. First we discuss about the historical landscape. Like before anything, we have a on-prem era where everything is on-prem situation. Data centers are there, and many servers we have to develop. We have to set up all the servers and everything. There is a dedicated operations teams that manage that servers, leaving developers uninvolved. That makes developers unattached with these systems, like how the operations work and things let go for the software delivery. This leaves the developers without any knowledge of what's happening after the creation of the software and application for that. So there is a shift towards as the organization moved away from the gradually we moved from the on-prem to the clouds and setups, and the need for dedicated ops team diminished, and developers began taking more responsibilities and in the operational work. So this called like their shift towards the NoOps. Also, the managed data centers out before that before coming the cloud managed data center, there is a organization have to set up their own data centers. They have to maintain that all the physical infrastructure kind of like, and say operation team and engineering team for that also involves that. But after that, there is a trends can come in the picture, like outsourcing the server maintenance ease the burden, but still require developer attention. So cloud servers like EC2, Google VMs, Azure VMs provide scalability, blurs the dev and operations roles. So this things this here we can see that like how the from on-prem to managed data center, then we move to the serverless part, and where we can see that like cloud managed operations we are having that. And this shift, we can see that there is a shift towards a NoOps. There is no operations. We can have, for example, we have in like SaaS-based applications that run by the cloud providers. We have like Lambda. If you talk about the AWS Lambda, if you talk about the GCP, there is a Google function is that, and Azure function is that. Look, whatever you take the names out that any cloud provider we have done. After that, we can see that there is an emergence of Kubernetes and the cluster activities. So there is an Kubernetes simplified deployment is the orchestrator where we can see that we can easily deploy and our microservices multi in the chunks, and we can deploy, we can provide the high availability with these orchestrators, and we have a dockerization, a containerization file, containerization of the application. We can use that, and it makes the whole operations work very easily. There is a no inconsistency in between the versions, libraries, packages that developer using and that other production uses. There is a sameness in the all the things. This creates a responsibility of the developer as well to know about the containers work, how orchestrations work. It also increases the curiosity in the developer, like how the things work and how to troubleshoot that things. It also this put the shift toward the NoOps. Developer took the additional responsibility like related to redundancy planning, network security, further integrating ops tasks. So after that, we can see there is a movement of serverless architecture. We can see that there is a gradual shift, radical shift. We can say that serverless platform abstract resource provisioning entirely. So we can see that simplified networking, enhanced security by default. Like this can be easily, we can say that serverless platform, it's like the cloud provider responsibility, which can enhance the security respect as well as, and other many more things that high availability kind of things also available. We can say that by the availability zone redundancy, we can deploy our application in multiple zones. Like suppose in India we have about three zones: AZ1, AZ2, AZ3. So there is a like disaster recovery part, whether we can say that, whether you can say the high availability, and whether you can say load balancing part. It can be easily managed by that. There is no requirement of particular dedicated operations team who maintain that, because this is a responsibility handled by the cloud provider only. So this decrease the gap between a developer development and operations. So there is a we can see that there is a shift toward also that with the server's architecture, operation tasks and minimize developer focus on the code and functionality only. There is a that's a business, particularly the business need. Instead of focusing on networking part, security part, and other things, how it will be done, resource part. These are the things will be left on that cloud providers. They have the SaaS providers, application providers. They can take care of that. Developers should need to do business concept only. So we saw here that how the new ops comes in the picture. So let's see the how the what takes the emergence of the NoOps. Like clouds, we have the cloud service evolutions, time to market demands led to the emergence of NoOps. Mind shift in the IT sector, we can see that automation of the tools, cost efficiency, cost optimization, the most important part of the any software delivery. We should take care of that. So let's discuss with the one by one for that. Like cloud service evolution, like infrastructure as a code, platform as a service. We can see that cloud platforms, abstract infrastructure management. We can see that there is a easily we can if you see that infrastructure as a code, we have a Terraform, we have many configure is there. Where we can develop infrastructure and to make a template for that, and with that different arguments with parameters we can pass and use that template for the multiple infrastructure. We can use that. So there is a no need of particularly there in the operations team. It can be also handled by the developer as well. We can create a pipeline for that, and we there is after that there is no need of maintain that thing to okay, we have to see operation team should come in the picture for every deployment and kind of things. No ops tangibility, like traditional ops fading and no ops emerges here. We can see here with that. And platform as services, we can make a like we can create an API gateway platform for that, and we can where developers can do the deployment part easily. There is no need of like operations team to check the deployment and everything for each time. So also here in the software delivery process, we need to that okay, speed is most important thing. Like faster the release, faster the customer satisfaction and everything we can get there. So release speed is much more important than competitive pressure drive the quicker deployments kind of things. So no op impacts here is that operational hurdles minimized for the speed. So it's like suppose that any if you be there are multiple steps in the operational side. Suppose that when a developer do that their own part, they have done the coding part, then there is a QA part, testing is going on and all that things happen. After that there is an operations part which can be shipped to the like which can shift to the step dev environment, QA environment, multiple environments can go through that. With the no ops, we can say that okay, we can cut off these multiple stages so that we can release the faster, we can release any delivery faster and minimal ways. Also, there is a business IT strategic partner and not a bottleneck. Like we can have the mind shift in the IT. Like there is a no there is less human intervention, less like we have a partnership also that we can shift our issues to the different providers kind of thing, like we have a cloud provider in that thing. Automation tool rises, like we have we have a automation of the pipeline and everything, code integration to the production automatically. We have just one click, we can deploy anything like on the production environment. So tools orchestra that like that we had discussed about the Kubernetes. So here all the things works comes in that picture of automation tools. Like we have Python scripting, we have done with this. So last thing and most important thing that with the software delivery, cost efficiency of the development process is most important thing. Like we can say that with the reduced manual intervention, that here the NoOps is called NoOps act as a dividend here. That resources fuel innovations can we can see here that. So what is the impact of the no-ops on the software engineering? We can see that like it expands the skill set of that like engineers, simplicity as a goal, and fostering the collaboration. So in the like we talk about that like how no-ops diminishing the gaps between development and operation process. So it no-ops make prerequisite for the software engineer to diversify their expertise. It involves like infrastructure management, it involves networking issues, deployment issues, monitoring issues. Shift from the traditional relying on the code to the broader operational standing, so that a developer should have perspective of the all the 360-degree perspective, like not only the code, how the things work in the operational side. So no ops makes the necessity to any software engineer to have idea about that all the process of that delivery process. So no ops like in a simplicity as a goal is like no ops simplify the whole software delivery process, development process. Like it involves automation, it involves that how the how enable software developers to the prioritize coding over the operational concerns. It will involve that. So it makes everything simplicity. Like if suppose that if any in development process, there is a pipeline there and whole pipeline is automated. There is only just one developer need to just push their code, and there will all the pipelines in the CI/CD pipeline, it will do automatically. It will do the automatic testing. It will do the dev side. It will do the QA side, and all the things. And it will after the approvals, it will go kind last intervention, and one of the only intervention should be that approval process to go to the production environment. So last will be that fostering collaboration. NoOps fosters the closer collaboration between the software engineers and operations team. Like it makes that collaboration like if NoOps is making necessity for software engineers diversify expertise, so it will make a collaboration between the software engineers to understand with the operations team like how the operations work and how the things can be make more easier and make more automated way. So it will like a remove the boundaries, result in mutual understanding between the development team and the operations team. So it will also promote the any speedy issue resolutions and reduce the delivery times. So this is the we have discussed about the impact of the no-ops and the software engineering. So let's discuss like is the no-ops the end of the DevOps? So I don't think so. We can say that like there is an end of the DevOps because no-ops is just it's not a substitute of the DevOps. It's an extension of the DevOps. We can see that like okay, DevOps practices. What DevOps practices do that? If you see here like DevOps practices is the collaboration between the infrastructure expert and the software professionals. Like if we see the basic concept of the behind the DevOps, like it minimize or bridge, making a bridge between the development team and operations team. So it enhances the system life cycles for automation and improve methodology. But if we see that NoOps amplifies these things, like NoOps emphasize complete automation of the operations. Developers can independently deploy and manage applications. There is no need of the any manual intervention to check that okay what's happening where we need to deploy. It should go where it should go first, where it should go second. It can be automated everything. And so if you like DevOps is the basic concept, on top of that NoOps sits. So NoOps and DevOps coexist, and NoOps does not replace DevOps. It extends this principle, what I discussed earlier. So both are the essential efficient software development process, because whatever things like it, DevOps will lay the ground for the NoOps, and NoOps works on that ground. So they have their shared goals. Both NoOps and DevOps aims to improve the developer experience and make the delivery time, release time shorter. So that I think that the quite answerable. It's that NoOps is that not an end of the DevOps. It's just a extension of the DevOps. So, what are the benefits of the DevOps? First benefit will be like empowering the developers. NoOps minimize the frequency between the development and infrastructure. Where, as we see that like it minimize the gaps between the development and operations team. So, allowing developers to focus on the crafting applications only, not only the business state, not other things like suppose that it would the developer should not be think about the networking issues, how the security issues should be handled, how what are the resources should be maintained for the application running. It should not be that any kind of headache now with for the developers. Leveraging cloud capacity by if we going to if we moving to the platform as services, PaaS services, serverless computing and advanced cloud platform, NoOps automates monitoring and maintenance kind of thing. Automatically, it will do any failure of that. It will move to the directly to the other availability zones. Suppose that is you have deployed on the availability zone one, and it, for any cases it goes down whole in infrastructure go down, and for that it will your like the cloud provider have the many cloud provider give you the services to automatically move to the different AZ availability zone, so that your application should have the all the high availability and 24 hours 365 days availability on the for any users and kind of things. That's can be automated, and with the monitoring and maintenance purposes we can do that also if we have, and also we can a lot with this issue with this NoOps for the high availability and observability part. So third will be the reducing manual intervention. High level automation in the NoOps significantly reduce human-induced error deployment during deployment. Suppose that if there is a multiple human interventions at okay, now this need to be approved, and this need to be deployed on this part. There is a multiple, and there is a chance of errors also. And where is a no chance of the human intervention, there is a uh, if we see that like occurrence of error chances come is near about the zero only. So there is a reduce of manual intervention also, accelerating the milestone achievements. Operational efficiency lead to the faster project completion and fostering innovation competitive challenge. Like if we have the good operational teams and efficient operational team, that leads to the good customer satisfaction, good user accessibility and user experience, and faster project completion. Suppose that if we have the timeline bound that we have to complete this feature in a 1 week and we have to test everything, it can be happens with the NoOps. And it also let give you the space to the do some innovation in that product, so that if we can give you the give customer one something extra and innovative to help their projects for that. Next thing is that cost-effective operations. It also helps in the saving the costs in the software delivery process. It will also help that uh, like how can we optimize the cost spending on that. So next will be that, but the most important thing, enhancing productivity. For any team, there is a productivity enhancement is a much more important thing. Like so, NoOps is the that platform which harmonize developers and operation team, resulting in heightened productivity and innovations. So that's all the benefits of the NoOps. We have that, and let's start with like how we can get started with the NoOps. First, we have to evaluate our infrastructure. Like if we have a particular infrastructure for the deployment process and everything, where our infrastructure, where application runs, we have to evaluate that at which position our infrastructure should stand, at what quality we have maintained that. Is it a good, is it a medium, is it a bad, or is it a poor kind of thing? We have a multiple audits. We can do that. We can have a we can check on the multiple audits provided in the market that to check our infrastructure quality. On the basis of that, we can establish a CI/CD deployment automated way and kind of things we can do that. There is a less manual intervention should happen. Then we can harness the cloud solution. We can move to the our on-prem to the hybrid solutions, and we can go to the cloud providers. They can whether it's a AWS, whether it's a GCP, whether it's a Azure. It's on the choice of the and depending on the requirement of that software applications we are running, we're going to run that. But it will be like cloud solution. It's much more important, like giving you the space of the costing side, efficiency side, productivity side. So it will be, and these three are the most important parts of any software development process. And next will be the deploying and deploy, monitoring, and letting system. For any high ability and good user experience, we have to maintain a monitoring and observability team that can be that are armed with that monitoring tools and alerting systems that makes your application highly available for that. And last but most important thing is that invest in the training and cultivating the no ops culture. Suppose that we have to like we have a bunch of developers, we have a operation team as well, but most of the important thing is we're talking about the developers in the role of operations. So time to time their training certifications on that, it can help you the expand their efficiency, increase the efficiency, and the understanding of the developers about the operations. It also help that, and this is the one of the most important part of the no ops. We can do that. So, what are the future of the NoOps and its challenges? Like, future is like the NoOps has a promising future for the startup and platform as a service company. NoOps will likely play a crucial role for startups and product as service companies. We have that, and like it enables quicker market reach and faster revenue generation, as we saw that in our older previous slides, like how the cost efficiency important part of the no ops, we have that, how the faster delivery process we have seen that. So it evaluates the agile methodology with rapid release and agile development for the deployment for the testing we have talked about earlier. It also intelligent ops on the horizon. Beyond the no ops, the future may involve intelligent ops driven artificial intelligence. So in the world of, like, we can see that here, like AI is growing rapidly, and we can say that massive growth in the AI comes in, and AI is getting in the every field. So with the AI also coming in the no operation process, like where we have no human intervention, all the time, all of the things are done by the AI/ML process for in that the operations team. So no ops remain excellent choice for scaling, optimizing, and optimizing development and automating the daily processes. Okay, that's a we can say that there is a promising future we have for the no ops, but nothing is comes with the, any defect or like any everything have their own pros and their own cons. So let's see what are the challenges of the no-ops. Like loss of control. First of all, no-ops high automation may lead to the concern about the losing control of the IT systems. Current technology limitation contributes to apprehension. Like we can see that, like high automation which can lead of the if we talk about the whole every process would be automated, there is a also chance of the loss of control of human intention, and uh, it can be sometimes be fatal, can be proved to be fatal. Not universally suitable. Like we can say that, like right now we have many organizations, some organizations have their hybrid application structure, like they have a legacy system also running, they have a microservices running, they have a monolithic, like so it's not time we can say that, like not not a suitable, like it's not a universal one fit for all process, we can say that. Balancing automation, like while automation is over reliance can lead to the complacency, human intuition catches nuances, issues that automation may miss. So that's automation balance is kind of one of the cons here, which are not present in the NOVA system. Okay, complex implementation. Sometimes NoOps automation and implementation require much more knowledge of automation, much more knowledge of platforms, much more knowledge of how the operations work, how we can make it easier, how we can make a faster. It requires complex topics, complex process, complex concept. We can that can be uh, not a cup of tea for the any like new comer of the software developer process, software developers. Vendor lock-in risk. Suppose that we can NoOps is one in NoOps we have one requirement for one process that cloud enhancing the cloud capacity, or like we can go move to our infrastructure to the cloud providers. Sometimes they have their lock-in periods, like you have to be our customer for 3 years kind of thing, and that's kind of the one of the cons of the NoOps process. Security consideration is the most important thing, like we can face in the NoOps, like streamlined apps shouldn't compromise security. That's the most important thing. Priority secure automation process. And next thing is a culture shift. NoOps involved cultural change. That comes not on that's the change we have to foster, and it takes time. It doesn't come with a click or kind of things. It takes time. Sometimes takes a year. Sometimes takes a couple of years kind of to maintain that and create that culture. Overcoming resistance. Sometimes people are resistant toward the automation. Sometimes they resist for the accepting that automation process also is a part of the cultural shift. We need to tackle about this also. So this is the future and of the NoOps and its challenges. Now we can see that, like, what are the use cases? Suppose that serverless application, we can see here the three type of organizations. We have serverless applications, e-commerce, SaaS platforms. Companies like Netflix, Airbnb utilize NoOps principle to create serverless applications. These apps scale based on demand, eliminating manual server. Suppose that if we talk about the Netflix or anything like any streaming applications, suppose that anything like we can talk about, for example, we can talk about the Hotstar kind of thing that require much more scaling capacity whenever there is a viewership increased to a certain extent of certain threshold. So it should be automated process that it automatically scale up and down that process. Also, if we see the e-commerce, online retailers adopt NoOps to handle traffic spikes during sales event. We usually saw, on our e-commerce platform that in a big sales, Cyber Monday kind of sales, we can see that more large number of traffic come on their side, and that requires automation for the scalability and the high levelability of the applications. And here the automation comes in the picture to ensure the seamless infrastructure scaling and high availability. Next will be a SaaS platform. NoOps benefits SaaS providers by offering reliable and scalable process. That same goes to here also. So these are the use cases we can see for the NoOps process. So that's it from my side for the NoOps. For any queries, you can contact us on Nasdaq organization, Nasdaq India for that. Thank you. Thank you for the time.